White House dodges question on whether assault weapons ban will lead to confiscations. Let's dive into the details, shall we? White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre dodged a question Wednesday on whether President Biden's proposed assault weapon ban will lead to the confiscation of millions of semi-automatic rifles from law-abiding Americans. Biden on Tuesday renewed his call for an assault weapons ban, claiming there is a moral price to pay for inaction by Republican lawmakers who oppose such a measure after a 28-year-old transgender former student allegedly gunned down 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults at a Christian private school in Nashville, Tennessee on Monday. Jean-Pierre was asked during her daily press briefing whether the president supported not just banning the sale and the manufacture of semi-automatic weapons, but further than that, confiscation. Let me just be very clear, the press secretary responded. What we're talking about, AR-15s, this assault weapons ban, they are weapons of war and they not be on the streets across the country in our communities. They should not be in schools. They should not be in grocery stores. They should not be in churches. That's what the president believes, and he has done more than any other president the first 2 years on the executive order. As you know, we all know how government works, Jean-Pierre continued. There's only so much that we can do. And so now it's time for Congress to do the work. And he's happy to sign once that happens. He's happy to sign that legislation that says, okay, we're going to remove assault weapons. We're going to have an assault weapons ban. A moment earlier, the same reporter asked the press secretary for the president's response to some Republicans who argue that there are 25 million of these devices out there in circulation in the homes of millions of Americans, and therefore you can't ban them. That's unacceptable, Jean-Pierre fired back. That's our response. It's unacceptable that Republicans are saying that there's nothing we can do. Our schools, our churches, our places of worship have now become deadly places for many Americans who have lost their lives just this past year. I don't think they're saying that. They're saying you can't ban weapons. They're not saying there's nothing we can do. I asked Republicans, what are you going to say to the families of Nashville at this elementary school who lost their loved ones? She asked. There's nothing we can do. Well, maybe get more guns in there. Did you ever think of that? The cops that stopped the shooter in 4 minutes after arriving, it's because they had guns. If they didn't have guns, you think so many of those people would be rushing in there? Probably not. The guns saved countless lives. The reason that there's no assault weapons ban is not because of this president. It's not because of Democrats in Congress. Jean-Pierre added, Republicans in Congress need to look in the mirror. Since Monday's shooting, the White House has been blaming Republicans for inaction on gun control. What's that old saying? Never let a good strategy go to waste. Senator Tom Cotton, Republican from Arkansas, blasted Jean-Pierre for blaming Republicans the very next morning after Monday's shooting, calling it shameful. It doesn't get much lower than blaming Republicans in Congress for a transgender killer who targeted a Christian school. Shameful, Cotton wrote. Karine Jean-Pierre doubled down on blaming Republicans during Wednesday's briefing, saying that Republicans in Congress need to show some courage. If they had courage, they would be introducing legislation on banning assault weapons today. That's what they would be doing today, she said. They refuse to show some courage and do anything about it, and that's shameful. Always with the politics, aren't they? It's crazy. I was just saying, what's that saying? Never let a good tragedy go to waste. Like, my goodness. I think it's funny. They go and ban all these weapons, right? They're like, hey, let's ban all these weapons. And then they ban them. And then people that go and shoot up places that is definitely illegal anyways, they're like, oh, no. The people were banned from having weapons. That's why they couldn't stop the shooter quick enough. So do you know what the solution is? What should we do? Oh, ban more weapons. How do they figure that is going to happen? This argument is just so tiring. It's been going on for years and years and years. As gun control gets more strict in the United States, the shootings go up, right? And then they're like, oh, what we need is more gun control. Like killers that are going to go shoot up an elementary school. Like, they care if a gun is illegal. This stuff drives me insane. It's so weird. They must know they're lying, right? They don't actually believe this will stop it. They just want votes. And people have been tricked into this, so that's what they call for. Call for this, and they'll vote for politicians who do this. But all it's doing is arming the population that are law-abiding citizens. Like I mentioned in a video earlier, like Chicago is awful. Chicago is one of the worst gun violent cities in America, and it's one of the strictest on gun control. Do you know why that is? Yeah, I'm sure you could take a couple pretty good guess, right? It's because people can have guns that follow the law. Criminals will bring in guns. They don't care. It's funny how they're like talking about gun manufacturers and stuff too. Like, you can't 3D print a gun. You shut down gun manufacturers, criminals are going to 3D print guns. Even if you make those illegal, they're still going to find a way around it, and they're still going to do it, and then they're still going to use guns to commit harm to people. And that will be the people who do it. If everyone has an opportunity to have a gun, if someone that is harmful tries to harm people, they can be taken out. You know, and it sucks when you have to take anyone out, but if they're killing people, what else are you going to do? Save their lives for a few more minutes to risk other people's? No. It's just like if you're Steven Crowder says this, if you start to do something like that, you forfeit your right to live. Not that you deserve to live, but you forfeit your right to live. And I agree with that. You can't start harming people and expect not a retaliation. And that's the great equalizer. But no, they don't want this. They want to be like, okay, only people with criminals, only people that have this tendency to hurt people, they are the only ones that can use weapons. So weapons then only get used for harming people, and that's it. And they're going on and on about the AR-15. They'll go after the next guns next. In this school shooting, it's not even apparent that they actually used an AR-15 to shoot anyone. They had one on them, but they didn't use it to shoot anyone, possibly. So it's just like, so no, what are they going to do? Okay, well, let's go for pistols then. It's never going to end until the country's completely unarmed and they can just take over if they want. And there's nothing they can do about it. And then I'm surprised they even still have this rhetoric with everything going on with China and Russia right now. So people are scared of China, but hey, let's remove all of our guns from circulation so China could just come and take us over. That old saying, the Japanese emperor in World War II, he said that the most terrifying thing about invading America was of an American with a gun behind every blade of grass. So it's just like people are scared to invade America because of our guns, but then you want to take them away. It's just about control, and it's about getting votes, and it's just stupid rhetoric. I don't even think they ever think this is actually going to happen. That's why they push for it. They're like, we're not actually going to ban these, so let's just say this to get votes. It's like how they want to have a universal health care and all this stuff and the welfare state, just complete socialism. They know it's never going to happen, so let's just say it to get votes, and we don't even have to push for it. And then we look like we're in the first 2 years, we look great, all of our executive orders. Yeah, we're on your side. But they know it's not going to happen, so they just keep pushing this rhetoric. I just wish more people would wake up and just understand it's not that hard of a complicated of an argument. It's like if you take guns away from law-abiding citizens, only bad people are going to have guns. It's not that complicated. And it's interesting where people are like, you want to live in a world where I need to carry around a gun? My world, no one would even be carrying guns. You could have them, but no one would be carrying them because the world would be so safe and society is so stable. No one would have to worry about it. It's like back in the day when people didn't lock their doors. But that's not the case anymore. That's the world I want to live in, but you can't just fake it and be like, well, this is the world I want to live in, so I'm going to pretend like it exists. It doesn't exist. So that's how it is. You're not the only person. Me individually, or any of these people saying any of this individually, they can't control everyone else. And they should know that. They can't control everyone else. So just because there's this crazy world you want to live in, without any guns and all this, I want to say crazy, but from today's standpoint, it is crazy because it's so different than what we have. It reminds me of people when they go to foreign countries and stuff, like bicyclists, and like, we're going to bicycle around the world. Then they're found beaten and dead. It's like you can't just expect the world to revolve around you because it doesn't. Everyone has a mind. Everyone has free will. Everyone can do whatever they want. So you can't just be out there and be like, no one's actually going to do anything for me. It's like going and driving with your eyes closed for a few minutes, expecting no one to hit you when it's 10 p.m. like in Austin, Texas on I-35, when everyone's on traffic. It's like, oh, everyone will just avoid me and it'll all be safe. There won't be any drunk drivers. Yeah, right. That is not the case at all. And that's just how it goes with all this mindset that they have. I don't know. It's weird they have this mindset. But I think more people should get out of it and just understand that simple argument. If we ban weapons for law-abiding citizens, only bad people have them, and then only bad stuff will happen. Look at Chicago, a great example. But that's just my opinion on the story. What's your opinion? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily news updates. Hit that notification bell and share this video to spread the news. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.